Tonight, I'm dining at the top of Disney World and I'm taking you with me. Let's go have dinner at Toledo here at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. Toledo Tapas Steak and Seafood is a restaurant found on the 16th floor of the Grand Destino Tower. It's a rooftop restaurant. Here you can dine on tapas, seafood, and steak in style at this Spanish haven inspired by surrealist art and the 1930s avant-garde. All right, we are seated at our table at Toledo. It's smaller than I thought this restaurant would be, but that makes it nice. It's very small, but it's very pretty. It's very relaxing. There are views of all of Disney World out the windows, which I'll show you later. Very funny story. My server, my waitress, is the lady who taught my Sangria University class earlier today. So shout out to Jules. She's great. She recommended this wine to me. She said it's the sweetest on the list. It's the... I'm gonna butcher this, I'm so sorry. Malvasia Viera? I don't know. It's the first one on the menu under Spain from the Ebro River Valley. It's the sweetest on their menu, so cheers. Super sweet, but I love it. That's what I enjoy. I don't like dry wines. I'm kind of a baby, I know. Oh, this is very nice. We've got a glass of wine. We've got a cheese board for two, coming for one. It's going to be a great dinner. I'm excited. All right, our cheese board is here. It is the Spaniard for two, which is the artisanal charcuterie cheese plate, if you will. I don't know what I want to do first. There's blue cheese, there's manchego cheese, there's goat cheese, there's apricots, there's chorizo, there's almonds, there's prosciutto, some fig jam, olives, maybe for Quincy, but we're going to go with the goat cheese first. A little fig jam. Number one. Next up, we're gonna do the manchego cheese with the chorizo. So far, so good. I think that there's a good amount of cheese and meats and other accoutrements on this plate. The bread is very thick, but everything is very nice, very flavorful. The fig jam is probably my favorite part of this whole board. The fig jam, the apricots, the sweet stuff, no surprise. But I will say everything on this board is fantastic. The manchego cheese better than the goat cheese. And I'm not a huge blue cheese fan, so I don't gravitate towards that. But everything on this board is fantastic. This is wonderful, and I will say it's getting darker. The sun is setting, not quite completely yet, but the ceiling does change in here. So right now, it's still the same, but I think as the night goes on... Okay, while we're waiting on our entree, let's talk a little bit more about the atmosphere in here, because there are some things that I learned when doing research for this video, and I want to share them. So, obviously, you see the ceiling. It's very pretty. It changes color to mimic the sun setting through stained glass, like it does a lot in Spain. That's where it kind of ties into the whole theme of this whole entire tower. It's very beautiful. It matches the ceiling like in the Barcelona Lounge downstairs. So all around, vibes here are amazing. It is a partly opened kitchen. In the back, there's somewhat of an open kitchen. You can't see it from every seat in the restaurant. Like I can't see it right now, but you can walk over there and go check it out. So that's fun. I always love seeing an open kitchen. You can kind of see a little bit of the masters at work back there in the kitchen. There are two olive trees here sitting right next to me. They're here for a very specific historic reason. So there are two olive trees. They're here to celebrate the history of olive oil production in Spain. Olive oil production in Spain supplies about half of the entire world's olive oil. So that's crazy. Fun fact, here's the Disney fun fact for you for this episode. It is said that the Phoenicians first brought olive trees to Spain. So it looks like we have another reason to, say it with me, thank the Phoenicians. Yes. Thank you for olive oil. I enjoy it every day. If you're sitting by the windows, then obviously you can see it. I can't really see it from the middle. In about 20 minutes, fireworks will start. Now you can't see any greatly from this spot, but you can see a little bit of Epcot, a little bit of Fantasmic, I believe, and maybe a tiny little bit of Magic Kingdom. Okay, I came outside to the Dollalia Lounge, which is right next door. It's nighttime, so it's hard to see. But I just wanted to show you how much of Disney World and Orlando you can see from this one spot. You can see Fun Spot from here. You can see Blizzard Beach. You can see right across the way is Hollywood Studios. I see Galaxy's Edge. I see the Tower of Terror. You can see the other Fun Spot way out there in the distance. And then you can even see Epcot right over there. Swan and Dolphin, all of that. So this is a really cool spot in Disney World to hang out, to come chill with some friends for a little bit, and just be at the top of Disney World. I'm stuffed, I'm full, I'm happy. There is something on the menu called the Chef's Signature Dinner for Two. It is $155. It's a prix-fixe menu, so it didn't go that route tonight, but it did sound delicious. If you're looking for a nice like date night environment, that could be something you might be interested in. I got the smoked pork chop, which was $34. This was probably the best pork chop I've ever had. I was worried at first because when I started to cut into it, it was a little hard to cut, and I got nervous that it was gonna be too tough, but that was not the case. Perfectly cooked, it was tender, it was juicy and flavorful. It almost melted in my mouth practically, so that was a great relief after having some issues cutting it. But it was so flavorful, and the spinach that it came with was amazing. On the side, I got the olive oil potato puree, which is a fancy way of saying mashed potatoes. Phenomenal. Those were great. They were super creamy. They have a little bit of manchego cheese in them, I believe, is the type of cheese it is. For dessert, I actually got the cheesecake, which is $10. It had like honey vanilla sauce, almond crunch, seasonal fruit, white chocolate chantilly cream. Overall, an amazing dessert. Great cheesecake. Loved the, the almond crunch. It looked like graham cracker crumbles, essentially. Those were great. Loved the nice fruit on top. It had raspberries and blueberries and blackberries, and the little decorations on the side was essentially like the top of a creme brulee when you hit it with your spoon and it cracks, which is the best part of a creme brulee. So that was a great dessert. Really loved it. Also thought it was worth it for the money. Overall, the food was amazing. I enjoyed every single thing that I had. Now, with everything we do here on this channel, we have to talk about magic or tragic, which is essentially good or bad. So, magic. This restaurant is going to be a magic. If you're looking for like a date night restaurant, a special occasion restaurant, something a little bit more fancier. It's not fancy by any means, but it's nicer than your typical quick service. I also think it would be a great spot to like girls' night. Get some wine, some cheeses, the charcuterie board, and just hang out and gab, as you will, as we like to say. Girls gab. This is a great restaurant for that as well. Rooftop views, amazing rooftop views, another pro. This restaurant gives you signature service without the signature price, if that makes sense. It feels like it should be a signature level restaurant in some ways, but it's not. And I think that's great. I think it makes it very accessible for a lot of people here in Disney World. You want a little bit more upscale, a little bit fancier vibe, but you don't want to pay so much money that it's too much for you. This might be a tragic restaurant for some of you. It's probably not going to be your kid's favorite. It's more catered towards a date night or a special occasion type situation. This might also not be for you if you want the entire fancy dining experience. This restaurant does not have a dress code. There are a select few restaurants in Disney World that do have dress codes. Those are the super fancy ones. This one is not that. So if you're wanting the actual legitimate fancy experience, this restaurant is not going to be for you. There were people in athletic wear, there were people in their park clothes, which is fine, totally fine. But if you're expecting a super, super fancy atmosphere, this is not that. Another reason it could be tragic, maybe, depending on how you look at things, is this doesn't feel like a Disney restaurant, which you can take that good or bad. Some people want to be immersed in all things Disney on their vacation. This is not going to have you feel that way. It's not a character dining. It's not Disney themed. You feel like you're outside of Disney World, which some people love. Some people want that on their Disney vacation, even if it's just for one night. So it depends on how you look at it. My overall thoughts on Toledo. This restaurant is what you make of it. It can be a nice, fancy date night, special occasion, anniversary dinner if you want it to be. Or you can come here with your girlfriends and get a glass of wine and eat some cheese. It could be either way, and I think that's great. And I think that's what makes it such a good Disney World restaurant specifically, because people from all over are coming to Disney World, so it needs to be accessible. I couldn't really show you at night because it was too dark, but during the day, afternoon, evening, this is probably the best views in all of Disney World. I didn't show you up there because it was dark, but you can see Animal Kingdom. You can see Everest. So you can see 3 out of the 4 Disney World parks from this one restaurant, rooftop. You can hang out at the bar right next door, Dollalia Lounge if you want. I do think the food here is carefully and thoughtfully prepared, but it's not crazy expensive either. So you're still getting a very nice, well-prepared meal without spending all of the money that you have in your wallet. And again, you can make a whole evening out of it. If you're waiting on your table to be ready, go next door, get a drink at Dollalia Lounge, and sit outside at the lounge while you wait on dinner. Or you can go get an after-dinner drink as well after dinner at the Dollalia Lounge. Overall, the 16th floor is where it's at Coronado Springs. And even if you don't get a reservation up there, even if you don't want to sit at the bar for a long time, just go up and look at the views. That's all you need to do. Go up, look at the views, have a nice moment up there, and then continue on your Disney vacation. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you today. Go ahead and drop this secret code in the comments below so I know that you're a true one and stayed and watched the entire video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We post content from Disney World, from Universal, from theme parks around the world 7 days a week because we're serious about fun. So thanks guys. See you next time.